This NFC South Division preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by SGPN Fantasy. Dominate your draft with the free SGPN draft kit. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/draft kit. And the Prerolls football contest is back and better than ever. $5,000 up for grabs in our NFL contest and $1,500 in our brand new college football contest. Sign up exclusively in our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. No doubleheader. I'm wearing a shirt from the north, Sean.
You are. What is this short from the north?
Oh, well, it's a USFL shirt because I'm a northerner. I'm a Yankee. You know, I'm not going to support this southern nonsense down here. Talking Carolina, New Orleans, Florida, barely the South.
NFC South division preview. Just knocked out our AFC South division preview. We're going through recapping our win totals, adding on some player props, team futures that we like. Kind of, one last pass in the National Football League before we get ready to go.
I meant to bring this up on the AFC South preview. Yeah. I did have someone ask me if there would be a written form of our podcast. They did. They listened to a bunch of the team previews, but couldn't get the bets written down.
Okay, yeah. So if you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL previews, that has all the links to all the episodes. Also, a handy little cheat sheet graphic that our guru Josh made up at the top there. That'll get you started. All our over unders. And then links to all the individual episodes. So good time. Put in your homework. Labor Day weekend coming up. Grind out those 32 episodes. You will be informed.
You'll be at the beach with the family. No need to listen to them.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
the ocean.
if your wife's like mine, she loves whenever I throw on like a deep dive into like one team, breaking down all the win totals. She's like, crank this up. I love it. Ryan and I, we went, took Ryan, my wife and I took Ryan and his wife out.
Fan.
No, she's an Eagles fan, but yes. She's when I do like the super like best ball strategy, she loses her mind. Yeah. We went out to this like super hip restaurant for Ryan's
super
birthday.
Hip.
I very, very hip. Food was amazing. I was surprised. I asked your wife, I go, what kind of places would Ryan want to go to? She shot me a couple places. I'm like, all right, I got reservations Friday. This place, Bestia, I think it was called.
Oh yeah.
And then we get there and just like crazy, just club music blaring. I'm like, holy shit, this Ryan. We got a table outside, so the club music wasn't as loud, but
I was immediately annoyed.
It was packed. I can't. It was just like a very. It was a scene, put it that way. The food was amazing. Food was totally worth it. And I forget how we came up in the conversation, but we're talking about like, oh yeah, we had Mike Leach on. Well, we were
casually having a conversation about the Pacific Northwest and Mike Leach.
And mentioned hey, he's a big Bigfoot fan. And then our waitress like overhears it. She's like, oh, you guys are also believers? And we're like, yeah, sure. And she goes, oh yeah, my dad, he was a believer in Bigfoot. I'm a believer. And she actually like a family friend. He didn't believe in anything, didn't believe in God, didn't believe in spirits.
Science, man.
The only thing he believed in was science. And he saw
like this mythical science creature.
He had a sighting, changed his life forever. He started drinking and he left his wife.
We didn't even order our drinks at this point. She's dropping this heavy
service. The service was the thing that went missing, not Bigfoot. But yeah, Bigfoot eesigher to find than our waitress at the restaurant.
The look on her face.
There's been more sightings of the Bigfoot waitress of Bigfoot than sightings of her waitress. But then she goes, yeah. Apparently seeing something like a Bigfoot, your brain can't process you're seeing a Bigfoot and it destroys your nervous system. And then she goes, right after that was the craziest part. She goes, but I still want to see one day.
Yeah,
you believe it destroyed this guy's life.
She literally finished talking about how it was like a medical condition. Like your brain literally
can't handle it.
Implodes from seeing the sight of a large half man, half ape. And yet she, like a true
really
junkie,
intrigued.
like a true junkie, still wanted a piece of that action.
Hashtag Degens only.
Kind of was a full degen move for her to finish the story by wanting to see the. Oh man! And then we had to order drink. We had to follow that with a drink order.
How are you going to top a drink order? Hey, I'll tell you this. You know what? A lot of people say there's not a great all-in-one sports booking casino that you can put on your phone, that it's an urban legend. No, it's real and it's here. And you can get it by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Sign up over there, get the $100 free bet when you bet $100. All these win totals, division prices, futures, courtesy of our good buddies over at WinBet.
Yes, sir.
Fire up that casino, 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So much activity going on at WinBet, and it's all, this is the great time. Week 1 NFL lines are out, and college football college football lines are out. Anything you want to bet on, you can get down over at the amazing WinBet. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. All you got to do. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older. Present state where playthrough WinBet is available. For you, somebody who has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Ryan, also the free roll football contest, alive and well.
And it costs money this year, right?
No. We brought the free roll football contest, and now it's contest with an S because we have a college football contest. It's salary style. You start with 10,000 credits and bet it as you would in a sports book. $1,500 is up for grabs in the college football contest, and a bunch of gift certificates to the SGPN store, and then $5,000. Oh my God! $5,000 that Ryan and I could be putting on the Texans money line. Maybe the Texans money line and the Texans to win the division. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both.
We better.
And $5,000 and a 2-night stay at Wynn Las Vegas up for grabs exclusively for our people in Discord. Sign up over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And before we get started, shout out to Odds Trader, your one-stop shop when it compares to getting all the best odds. Promos from all the major sports books, key game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather, everything you need to know to be a better. Bet smarter, not harder. Odds Trader has you covered. ODDS Trader, TRADER.com/Blue Wire, oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. All right, Kramer, let's do it.
Well, we're here to talk about the NFC South. Last division we went from the top to the bottom. Did we like that? Do you want to run it back that way?
Yeah, I like that.
Bucks are the first team, and I would say if anything has occurred since we broke down this division as a whole, this Brady took a break to do something mysterious.
Definitely not the Masked Singer.
No, definitely
Man,
not.
if it's the Masked Singer, he's never going to hear the end of it.
No,
I mean, Ryan, here's my conspiracy theory. Tom Brady intentionally left to pursue a spot on the Masked Singer, only to distract us from the fact that he once made out with his son. I mean, how do you get past making out with your son? You do something almost as embarrassing, and then when people make fun of you, they're going to bring up the Masked Singer, which I would, if I was Tom Brady, I'd much rather be made fun of for the Masked Singer than making out with my son.
Imagine if you. All right, here's the thing. Imagine
Again,
if
I'm old fashioned. I'm old fashioned. Make fun of me showing up on a singing competition instead of like open mouth kissing my son.
Imagine being the son too. He's gonna get destroyed in school when people find that Facebook reality show or whatever it was.
They'll probably kiss his ass because his dad's Tom Brady. But yeah,
Hopefully it's with a closed mouth. So, all right, so Bucks. We ran through it. If I recall, we were both attempting to be as pessimistic or as optimistic as possible. I came to 10-7 under. You fell 11-6, both on the under 11.5.
it's just it's tough to get them to 12.
Since then, though,
Yeah,
it's only gotten worse, right? I think the line issues are clearly going to be a problem.
yeah, they've lost a bunch of linemen. I mean, again, I'm not here to adjust my play of 11-6, but I'm glad I did side on the under because I did think this was close. But I think I could see this season starting slow for them, besides beating the Cowboys, and then picking up steam late. I think that makes sense for this Bucks team. I mean, I do think losing Bruce Arians, I think, is something. And if Tom Brady is running the offense like I suspect, and they took 10 days off, like that's gonna have some and also too.
Well, what about the theory that he took 10 days off to create the scheme for this year?
That could be it. The Bucks teams have kind of been like the Pats teams. Started slow. I don't know off the top of my head. I just remember, there was that Thursday night game in Chicago where Brady was holding up 4 because he thought it was the 4th down, and they had already turned the ball over. So I could see a scenario like this. They start slow. They don't quite get to 12, but they're still a pretty good team. I mean, I know the line stuff is easy to say, but again, Brady will just get rid of the ball really quick. I think actually out of anything, I think it hurts Leonard Fournette a little bit because I think they will end up running a little bit less and just
makes me
a
like
lot of quick passes to Mike Evans.
Makes me like the Rashad White kid a little bit more. I think
and Brady and Research Flat Earth again, leading researcher, says Brady to Julio looked great last night. And yeah, and I did they have Julio when we did this when we did the Bucks?
I feel like yes.
Okay.
But
now Godwin looks like he's going to, probably miss a few games.
What's up with these teams pulling full okey dokes and be like, oh yeah, he's healthy. Oh,
yeah,
no,
he's ready to go.
Not going to play.
Yeah, you would think it would go the other way, but
I don't understand. I think what's not to be excited about. It's Tom Brady and a weak ass interior offensive line.
Moodoff is saying I'm getting Andrew Luck vibes from Tom Brady. I'll say this. I mean,
their floor is pretty high.
Yeah, and
you're getting cute if you're trying to say this is a team that's going to completely crater.
Tom Brady, as much as I like to goof on him, which is I really enjoy it. I mean, Andrew Luck clearly didn't want to play football. Tom Brady loves competing. He loves winning, football. And he loves football. I mean, he doesn't look like a guy who loves football. He looks like a guy who loves avocado ice cream, but he actually does love football.
Honestly,
he puts in a tremendous amount of time. I don't see him starting the season and then walking away, but we'll see.
After watching Tom Cruise just absolutely crush another movie in Top Gun, it's just Tom Brady, Tom Cruise.
This is current events Kramer catching up on a movie.
I had some time after.
You went to you saw it in the theater?
Yeah, with a couple other people. It was pretty empty. It was perfect. Just not a lot of people. Yeah, look, it's hard to see this team cratering. I guess maybe Tom Brady doesn't play or something horrible happens, like his career gets ended because the offensive line is trash and he hasn't gotten his stem cell shipment from Germany because the shipping problems that everyone's having. I think the way to play this though is if you want to play the fade, to me, it's hard to see them falling past second place.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's the way I'm going to play this rather than play a team like the Saints to win the division. I'm just going to take the Bucks to finish second.
Okay.
Plus 275. It's going to give me the ability to get the Saints and who knows, maybe those pesky Falcons. But I do think when you highlight the fact that the Saints already kind of had one's number, and now we have some issues where the defensive line should continue to eat in this matchup, which has always been the problem. you know, it's hard to like really. Should they be the favorite in their own division when they can't beat the Saints? Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
When they can't beat the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, they're a much better. They're a better team than the Saints. I like.
No,
the Saints.
I understand that, but if you're only looking at divisional games,
yeah,
should they be a massive favorite?
Well, I don't even know if they are. I mean, Saints to win the division is down to like plus 325. So that's a big favorite, but not, yeah, I mean,
that's too big considering they went 0-2 against the Saints last year in the regular season.
I get your case. I'm just going to go stay on under 11.5.
Pussy.
Wow.
All right. No, I mean, it's just, you're just doing the regular thing of taking the under. I'm not saying you're a pussy for taking the under. I'm saying you're a pussy for only taking the under.
What else is there? I don't think they're gonna go 9-8.
I found second place plus 275. Let's go.
To me, that's not worth it. All right, what's your prop bet?
This is stupid. Mike Evans to go over 10.5 receiving touchdowns is plus 120. What? I have a nugget for you. 2 seasons, Mike Evans has played with Tom Brady. How many touchdowns have they scored together? 27. 13 one season, 14 another. Why are they dangling this number? It's an over. I understand, but 10.5.
Yeah,
and Sean's running to place a bet right now because that makes no
I'm
sense.
pulling up some stats here, and research.
It was an illusion thing. It was
Research Flat Earth says points out rightly so. Sean Payton owned the Bucks. I don't know if that continues with Dennis Allen. I'm high on the Saints, but I would be very surprised if they sweep them once again. I like the
I don't know, with the way that they shut them down, which is dominate Mike Evans and dominate the line of scrimmage. I don't see what's going to change about that situation. So, you know, maybe it's Sean Payton. I'm definitely worried about that, but I've also talked myself into the fact that the defense will be fine because Dennis Allen's still around and Jameis Winston is going to be a god.
I like the team. I don't think they're going to dominate the Bucks in division the same way they did previously. I'm also with you. I love Mike Evans. I still have him super high in fantasy. And he's fallen a ton, which just off the Julio stuff, I don't get, because we're also Godwin now. It's clear he's not going to be there at least the first month. I'm going, Ryan, you called me a pussy, but does a pussy give out Mike Evans most receiving yards 25-1?
Oh my God.
All right. I mean, I'm not like overly impressed. It's a nice bet.
They go out of their way.
It's a nice bet
to feed this guy. I mean, if you remember last year, they went out of his way to make sure he got 1,000 yards. I wouldn't be surprised if, again, the offensive line sucks. So they need to get the ball out quick. Mike Evans is involved there with some nice catch and run situations. Again, it's 25-1 because he's more a touchdown guy.
7-1 on that same prop for touchdowns.
Yeah, and I was going back and forth. I'd rather roll the dice and do yardage, just with the idea of like maybe he gets there volume wise. No Gronk, some of the other guys he trusted.
See, for that reason, I would have stuck with 7-1 on the touchdowns. But obviously, I took the over on the 10.5.
All right, you know what? You're right, Ryan. Let's switch it to touchdowns.
And I would look for a Mike Evans scores 20 touchdowns, or Mike Evans sets the single season receiving touchdown prop.
Yeah, Mike Evans most receiving touchdowns.
What better way for Brady to be an just all time great guy? Get Mike Evans a record. I certainly think that even with the offensive line woes, they're going to produce as an offense. So.
Yeah. And Mike Evans Cooper Kupp had 16. Evans was nipping at his heels with 14. I don't think Cooper Kupp's going to have that same year.
How do you set his over under to 10.5? Mike Evans.
Yeah. I'd be surprised, right?
Yeah.
So we're both still on the under. You like them second place.
Yeah,
I'm going Mike Evans.
At something.
Most receiving touchdowns plus 700.
All right. Saints. It was 8 when we discussed it on the team preview.
Yeah.
It's 8.5 now.
Still like the over.
I'm 8-9. You're 9-8. This is another disagreement. What
do you mean? Aren't you? Wait, so you're 8-9, but when we picked it, you leaned over.
I leaned over.
You're
on the over.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I have under written? Oh. Yeah, you're. Oh, that maybe that's this is skewing the over math from before. I think at 8.5, I'd still lean over. I do think
Tower in Pisa.
No, I'm still taking the over. I've never been to Pisa, nor am I a tower now, because I do think that.
So you're predicting they go 8 and 9, but you're taking.
No,
the over
I would probably adjust them up.
Okay.
If we were playing that game exactly, I do think this is a team that probably is at minimum in the playoff hunt all the way till the end. And I think the more that I looked at it, I like the idea that the Saints could win the division. And so I don't want to be stuck on a complete under. I think Jameis is I want to root for Jameis. Yeah. I don't want to be rooting against Jameis. And so, yeah, I'll stay over. But really the way I'd come in and play this team is just them to make the playoffs. I just in my 7 seed, 6 seed, like this is going to be a team. Maybe we're even questioning was it Sean Payton? Like maybe Sean Payton's not going to be the belle of the ball for coaches this offseason after this team is decent without him. I think this is really going to be about Jameis Winston, like a real coming of a man story where he leads. He leads
coming of a man story.
I don't know what I was trying to
coming
say.
Of age, right?
Coming of age story.
Coming of a man story.
It's a Jameis.
What
Winston.
kind of story? I mean, that is the Jameis Winston story.
It's a true Jameis Winston tale. I think he's gonna run a nice offense this year, and I don't know if with Michael Thomas is gonna be a big deal, but I do think I've bought in on Chris Olave. I think Alvin Kamara he's not going to get suspended. It sounds like that's fine.
His legal situation
and so
being kicked down.
And again, this is a defense that plays with some swagger, especially against some of the teams in their division. So look, they have a statement game week 1, hate week against the Falcons to open the season. I just like this team too much to be a playoff contender. So I'm going to come in with the, although I like the over on the win total, I'd rather just play the plus 145, make playoff.
Yeah, I'm upping you a little bit here. I'm going to go over 9.5 wins at plus 175. I think this is a double-digit win team. Like they draft really well. Kamara's back. They might get something out of Michael Thomas. Like, I mean, that is huge if they get anything out of him. And I like Jameis. Like Jameis looked good pre-injury. I like what they did.
Yeah,
I think there's a version of their team that plays really well. They, the Saints are still a tough team to beat in New Orleans.
They made the playoffs with broken ass Ian Book and Taysom Hill last year.
Did they make? No, they didn't make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs. But I get what you're saying. And Winston was 5-2. 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
And that's part of the angle.
Post LASIK Jameis is a different Jameis.
Sometimes you just got to fix your eyes to see things clearly. Winston's over under on the interceptions is 13.5.
Yeah.
We're going way under on that. That's an insane number.
Well, also too, like he does have injury stuff as well. So.
But how many games last year did it take him to get to 3?
7.
So he was pacing for like 7 on the season, which nowhere near 13.5 is
double.
13.5 is suggesting that Vegas is unaware of the LASIK surgery.
They're completely unaware.
This is pre-LASIK data.
And I know his passing yards last year weren't incredible, but I love playing some of these passing yardage props for Jameis Winston. First off, Jameis Winston to have the most passing yards. I gave it out earlier in the process at 40-1. Still like it at 30-1 because
so funny to call it the process.
I mean, we're only a couple years away from him throwing for 5,000 yards. Now you need the defense to kind of be bad. Okay, I get it.
Do you?
I think to a certain degree. I mean, we can go back and look, but
I mean, they're gonna have to. I don't think the defense needs to be horrible.
That's true. I mean, I guess you can look at like Herbert last year threw for 5,000. The defense secondary wasn't amazing, but Stafford's up there. Brady won it last year with the good defense. Either way, I think the the world of him getting to 5,000 and being in the mix for this is certainly better than 30-1. And Ryan, you mentioned how am I going to fade the Bucks? I also like Winston to throw for 4,000 yards and them to win the NFC South at 7-1 because you can take them to win the NFC South at
4,000.
Yeah,
that's like 12 games for Jameis.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he's throwing for 5,000 in a season. If they're winning the NFC South at plus 325, how does Jameis Winston not get to 4,000? To me, that's they're pretty correlated here, and you're getting a boost from plus 325 to plus 700.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, we're any pro Jameis bet I'm in.
I mean, there's a world certainly where they do it with their defense and he plays clean. I get it, but let's say you're already saying he's going to win the NFC South. I think it's a pretty high probability in those scenarios where he wins the NFC South. How many times out of 100 does he also throw for 4,000 yards? To me, it's pretty high.
Most of them,
yeah,
if not all of them.
So then you're getting instead of plus 325, a little, kind of limp there at 325. Why not boost it up to 700?
Little, I mean, the logic makes sense, I guess. So, and it's pro Jameis. Are we at all discussing the comeback player of the year at plus 550 for Jameis? And
because I like it, but the odds have gone so down.
Who wins? I mean, McCaffrey. It still does seem like if Jameis has. I gave out the easiest. Path.
I gave out McCaffrey at like
here we go
14-1. I'm going to give it out again here at 850.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I probably. Maybe Jameis doesn't win this award, but probably Jameis wins this award.
No, probably. But if he wins it, here's what I'm going to say: like the other stuff that would be associated with it are going to pay out better odds. Yeah. Right.
Well, and I honestly, I'd rather just play this interception prop, like all the shekels, lock potential. All right.
No, and again, and you're tying it to him potentially getting re-injured, which is always a good value there. Ryan, you know what's great value? Sleeper. That's right. You already probably play fantasy on Sleeper, but now, oh man, they have over unders integrated into your fantasy. Are you kidding me? You could be sitting there and you see, oh hey, Patrick Mahomes is starting for your fantasy, and then you're also going to tie some over unders to him as well. You can connect them together. You can win 2x all the way up to 20x the amount you put in. Oh man. And again, it's super fun because they have that group chat feature. You can copy each other's bets, which is going to be great for the NFL and awesome now while you're grinding it out in MLB as we close down the season there. And hop in our listener group. All you got to do is go to sleeper.com/SGP. Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. Use that promo code SGP. Again, if you already have Sleeper, you can just hit the over under game. Promo code SGP and then go to sleeper.com/SGP. 100% deposit match up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Ryan, we're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. That's right. If you're listening to the show, you probably already are in charge of your office pool, your buddy's pool, guys at your frat, whatever it is. You're probably running that pool. And if you've done it manually or used other sites, you know what a bad experience that is. Highly recommend running it on Run Your Pool. And step one, hop into our free NFL Survivor contest. All you got to do is go to play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. Reserve your spot there for our free NFL Survivor contest. Winner gets $500 cash and a $250 SGPN gift certificate. And again, Run Your Pool is great, fully customizable. Your one-stop shop. Moonoff's in the chat. He's been running a ton of pools, I know, over the years with Run Your Pool. When they signed up as a sponsor, it was like awesome. Already have an account over at Run Your Pool. I've run plenty of pools over there. Love the ability to customize it. And again, pick 'em, Survivor, fantasy, whatever you're doing, and then hop in ours. Play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. Panthers.
Carolina. It was 6.5. It's still 6.5. I was 6-11, Sean, under. You were 7-10 over. Classic sympathist of the Panthers.
I always like them.
It's strange because you don't like McCaffrey. You don't like their turf decisions, and you also don't like their coach Matt Rule.
No, I like Matt Rule.
No, you don't like him anymore. You used to like him.
No, I do.
You think he's trash?
I like him as a coach, and I do think as of late,
not anymore. You don't.
I
He's not a good coach. We've had plenty of conversations about this.
Yes, I liked him. I still like him as a coach, but I think he's done a bad job these past couple of years. But I'll say this: I think this is the first time he has a real quarterback. I mean, he was starting Cam Newton last year.
It's strangely,
I mean,
for reference, and we'll just lead with it because my prop for the Panthers is DJ Moore over 1,075. And by the way, I think if you listen to the division or the team preview, this might have been 1,025 or even 975. But
Ryan, last year Cam Newton started 5 games for them. I mean, he's 0-5.
So DJ Moore,
he was 0-5
over 1,075 and a half receiving yards.
He started 3 quarterbacks, none of which had more touchdowns than interceptions. And how's that possible?
Last year, PJ Walker, Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, and DJ Moore got to 1,157. The year before, PJ Walker and Teddy Bridgewater, the Butler. We love the Butler. 1,193 yards. The year before that, Kyle Allen, Cam Newton, and Will Grier. Well, DJ Moore still got to 1,175. Sean, why are they making these? Why are they making me take overs? These obviously low numbers. They're baiting me in. He's done more with less, as you point out. How is this number? This is another lock. A lot of value being extracted in just the pure over under markets right now. But DJ Moore is absolutely a lock to get this over.
Dog. He's a dog. I agree.
So that's where I started because I was going to talk shit about Rule and then tell you how he should be the first coach fired. It's up to 4-1.
What was it at?
3-1.
Okay.
Who else is it going to be? It does.
Well, I got to pick later on in the episode, right? I'm just sticking with the over 6.5 at plus 105 right now over at Win.
That's ballsy.
But my ballsy play is Christian McCaffrey, comeback player of the year at plus 850. I think if he gets through 17 games, he wins this because I think people are invested in his story more than Jameis.
Why?
Because of fantasy.
Maybe you're right. I'd be shocked if he wins this award.
You think it's so he plays 17 games.
Like if we were looking at the top odds comeback player, like Derrick Henry's up there first. Also, but if like of the guys who are on the list, if they all play every game, I think you do favor the quarterbacks. And doesn't the fact that Baker's now on his team hurt him?
I would say no because I don't think. I think they can be a competent team like 8-9, and Baker I don't think would get it because your record is tied more to the quarterback. But Christian McCaffrey, if he has like a dominant fantasy season, he's gonna get it. I think this is where fantasy actually impacts a regular season NFL award.
All right. I'm not gonna. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, it's odd to see.
Ryan's grumpy.
It's odd to see.
That's fine.
It's odd to see you take a McCaffrey prop, but
no, I predicted last year he'd be injured and the year before. I'm not predicting a Christian McCaffrey injury this year. In fact, I'm predicting he will not. Christian McCaffrey will not suffer a massive injury this season.
All right, that's the hottest take you've given out all off season. Yeah, I'll Matt Rule gets fired first. I think this team. I think things go south quickly. I think they win game 1. Everyone's excited. Baker gets his revenge. And then, Sean, you pull up the schedule and it's like at Giants, Saints, Cardinals, Niners, at Rams. Tough schedule after
we
that
walked
first
through the
game,
schedule on the Panthers thing. And I also think Baker Mayfield is far and away the best quarterback Matt Rule has ever had. He's coaching for his coaching life right now.
What does that even mean?
It means his back is against the wall.
He's doing up downs like Dan Campbell over there in Detroit.
I mean, he's better than Dan Campbell.
Look, I nothing against the Panthers, but to me, they're the clear worst team in the division. Bottom line.
Well,
Baker didn't solve any problems.
Then why do you have them as the same record as your Falcons, right?
Because again, in hindsight, I probably need some adjusting here.
Okay.
But I have Panthers going under. Meanwhile, the Falcons, I have them going over that 5 win total. Sean,
Okay,
6-11. You went 4-13, horribly low on them. And this is another PSA: you are being reckless with your money if you do not have the Falcons to win the division.
Oh my God, Ryan!
They
I assume this was a copy and paste error from the Texans episode. I wasn't gonna do the episode without giving you shit beforehand.
They made some intentful moves.
Ryan, how
in the
can you read
offseason.
Football Outsiders? They had one good point in that whole goddamn book.
What was that?
That they were at 7-10 last year. They were the worst 7-10 team of all time. Point differential.
Yeah, at 35-1, I'm not playing the mean outcome, Sean, or the median outcome. I'm playing an outlier.
Okay.
And this outlier involves Arthur Smith's perfect plan of bringing home Marcus Mariota, putting together these beautifully tall, athletic receivers, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and they turn into a competent offense, a competent defense, and their division is fucking mediocre. And they win it at something silly like 9-8 because Brady sucks, or Brady got hurt, or that offensive line is a problem. And oh, by the way, Sean Payton was important, and Matt Rule sucks. This whole division could suck. 35-1. There are 4 teams in a National Football League division, Sean. So now, while I think the Texans are definitely the superior
Texans
team,
are a much better team, though. I guess that's my
love this Falcons team,
and they don't have Tom Brady in their division or Jameis Winston.
I can't wait for Marcus Mariota to look like a fucking boss week 1 against the Saints.
Have you watched Ritter? I think Ritter I thought looked way better than I would have guessed.
Preseason, be careful. But yeah, look, I think Arthur Smith and this team they were clear about what they were trying to do. And I think while it's very easy to say this is going to be the worst team in the NFL because their roster is pretty shallow, and a bunch of other. Is this
the case for or against?
There's a bunch of other really good reasons, but anytime I can grab 35-1 for a team to win a division when that team is in a division that legitimately, if something happens to Tom Brady, Mariota could be the best quarterback in the division. You have to pause and think about
that's insane.
I know Jameis isn't.
Jameis is better, and I would take Baker over him too. I mean, obviously it's closer, but Baker's won a playoff game. I guess Mariota.
I love this. I love this.
That was
more wins this year. Jameis, Baker, or Mariota.
I mean, it's Jameis by a mile, but I'm anti the Falcons. I think the roster's really thin.
Wow.
I just don't. I don't.
Come on.
I'm not high on their defense.
35-1.
Here's if you want a long shot, you can do their first win. I got them taking down their first win coming against the Los Angeles Chargers. Ryan, I'll do the math for you. It's 50-1. They're going into the Chargers game at home. They're 0-8. Chargers completely looking ahead past this Falcons team, and they get a surprise victory 50-1. Now that's fun.
They would be looking ahead to the Niners.
A real team. Yeah.
They do also play the.
I mean, they lost to the Texans last year. This Chargers team can lay some serious eggs on the road.
They're gonna have to get past the Seahawks and the Browns without Deshaun Watson, but and Trey Lance.
What I'm getting at is, what's going to happen is after going 0-7, they're going to relieve Arthur Smith of his duties. He's going to be the first coach fired at 14-1.
This is delightful.
And then they get the victory against the Chargers as the ultimate send off to Arthur Smith, who I believe isn't not a good head coach.
This feels a little inspired by my my college football playoff prediction, weaving a perfect narrative that draws all of your bets out, long shots both ways, firing.
Yep.
I'm on the other side. Arthur Smith, coach of the year, 50-1.
Okay.
This team sucked before. If they come in and
I actually, as I'm out on the Falcons, but I'll say this as coach of the year bets. Well, you have to.
I mean,
here's the problem though.
Fits the mold.
No, I don't know if it does because the mold is you have to win 4 or 5 more games than you did previously. So I guess if they go 12-5, then yeah, or 11-6.
If they win the division, he'll be in the mix, and it's even juicier than 35-1. So
I would just play it safe and take the division at 35-1.
Play it safe and take Pitts over for 4.5 touchdowns. I mean, it was only Matt Ryan holding him back last year.
He had one last year.
He's definitely scoring 5 touchdowns this year. I'll take that bet right now. Over 4.5. Let's go.
You're loving these over player props, Ryan. Do I need to introduce plus EV betting to you?
This division, first of all, I took under on Winston. It's this division. There's only one other player prop I really like that's a strong over, and it's a similar premise as like the DJ Moore. They're just not pricing it right, Sean. How is this priced right? He's gone over by almost 100 yards every other time. As you pointed out last year, he went over by 80 something yards last year with Cam Newton. 5 games.
I mean,
come on.
When Matt Rule goes in and they're like talking about, maybe getting rid of him, where's the team headed? I would just go, you made me play Cam Newton for 5 games. So what are we talking here?
Or he played Cam Newton for 5 games
because he had no other choice. You don't
keep giving this man excuses. At some point, you got to be accountable.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't know if he was the one pounding the table for the Sam Darnold trade. Then yeah, he deserves to catch some shit for that.
He 100% was involved in wanting Sam Darnold. That's documented.
Well, I think
have to give him a little credit for his failures.
Sam Darnold over PJ Walker. And I could see how you talk yourself
Sympathist over here.
No, they tried.
Jesus Christ.
The entire time they've been in the market to try and get a quarterback.
Sean loves Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
Ryan, when was last time Marcus Mariota started and had a winning record?
Oh, this is fun. And a winning record?
Yeah,
that might be impossible to find. I'll say 6 years ago.
No, 2018 he was 7-6.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see? Watch out. I can't wait to be right about all of
over
these
4.5 passing touchdowns. He's only thrown over 20 passing touchdowns once in his career, 2016.
He had shoulder issues. It wasn't the right time. This is a true redemption tale, Sean. I don't know why you're going to be so pissed when you're not on that Falcons money line week 1. And then you're going to be pissed when you're not on the Falcons to win the division. When I'm talking about after 1 week of football in the National Football League, my Falcons are in first place. So let's fucking go. We got a long week of previews. Anything else you want to add to the Falcons? Maybe we could give the people a lock before we get the fuck out of here.
For last episode, we didn't specify our lock. It was obviously the Texans. I mean,
I'm on over for 4 for the Texans, by the way, because I'm super sharp. But 4, I'd play it all the way up to 6.
I mean, my lock for the win totals is definitely the Saints over 8.5.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going to go.
Where are you going?
I thought you were going to say the Bucks.
No.
I
mean, you have Tom Brady. He could easily win 12 games. I mean, I'm on the under, but to me, the Saints team getting to 9-8 is a much easier path. What's your lock? I mean, it sounds like the Falcons. You just went on a tirade.
No, it's the Bucks under.
Okay.
I think what you said is, I think this is a team that will start slow and they'll maybe finish fast, but
no, I'm on the under. I think of these, even at 8.5, I think the Saints is the best.
No, because I do think Sean Payton is going to matter. It's not going to not matter. And I think that's the part that scares me about locking anything up with the Saints. That's why it's the whole reason I put out the make playoffs as kind of like a pussy way to play. Like, I think they might be good, but holy shit. If Sean Payton mattered and like Jameis Winston needed daddy around and to help him, and this team just completely falls apart because they have a fucking quarterback playing tight end. Nothing makes sense anymore. I think it seems like they'll be good, but I'm worried Sean Payton matters.
You're more confident in Tom Brady not winning 12 games.
I'm more confident in the Bucks. Yeah, in the Bucks not winning 10. I'm more confident this Bucks team ends up being a good team at the end of the year, but I think they take some L's early. And I think I'd be shocked to see them 12 and I'd be shocked to see them 12-5 this year. Brady, who pointed it out earlier? Brady's off doing fucking TV shows during training camp. Someone pointed this out. Like Brady is the most meticulous, well-planned guy in the.
I've mentioned it a number of times
on the planet, and he in 10 days of the most key prep time with your team, he just takes off.
I still don't understand that. That's why I'm on the under. But to me, the Saints, the roster's too strong.
I would probably even put the Falcons to win 5 or more games as a better chance than the Saints to go over 8.5.
Well, there you go.
You're gonna be like, wow, okay, maybe after the Falcons beat the shit out of the Saints week 1.
Yeah, that's what's great about the NFL, right? It's a week to week league. If the Falcons destroy the Saints,
you change your opinion.
Yeah, that's what smart people do. I don't just go, oh my God, he's going to be a great pick again.
You'll still be wrong, but then you'll still be wrong from this point.
What?
You're just too high. You're too high on the Saints. That shouldn't be a lock. It shouldn't be a lock.
Ryan, you have them also over.
Yeah,
and you have them to make the playoffs.
It's obviously a lean over.
So you're yelling at me for making it my best bet, but yet you're the one who says. So you're predicting the Saints will make the playoffs, but you don't like their over 8.5.
I would bet the over before the under. I would bet the make playoffs before the miss playoffs because the plus odds are on the make side.
Okay.
I'm just saying Sean Payton might matter, so I'm just hedging my bets.
There you go.
Greening up. Bucks under 11.
Everyone loves a good hedge. Ryan's locking up the Bucks under 11.5. I'll take these Saints over 8.5. Get those win totals over at the Great Win Bet Sports Gambling Podcast.com/winbet. Catch up on all 32 of our NFL team previews. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/NFL previews. And hey, get in on the pre-roll football contest. $5,000 up for grabs for the NFL contest. $1,500 for college. All you got to do is go to SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Discord and click the contest tab in there. It should be easy enough for you guys to find. A Merch Monday, giving away a $50 gift card every Monday. Screenshot a review. Any review of our show that you're submitting, click the contest tab, submit it over there, and you're good to go.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Hottest of takes, but Bucks start 0-4.
Kramer, let it ride.